Hello everybody, Chuck, Northside Guy, back with you featuring cards from 1933 Goudey. Today we're going to focus on Joe Cronin, who appears 3 times in the 1933 Goudey set. Cronin was a player from 1926 to 1945. He was a shortstop. He was a player manager for the Senators in 1933, and then famously for the Red Sox for the rest of his career. He was a general manager and an American League president for 14 years. Joe was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame in 1956, and his number 4 jersey was retired by the Red Sox in 1984. He was a 7-time All-Star, hit over 308 times, won 2 American League pennants, 1933, the year of this set, and 1946. In 1933, while he won the American League pennant, he lost to the New York Giants in the World Series that year. Cronin is remembered as a clutch hitter. Connie Mack famously said that with a man on third and 1 out, he'd rather have Cronin batting for him than anybody he'd ever seen, and that includes Ty Cobbs, Al Simmons, and the rest of them. Let's take a look at the back of this card. This is an example of his first card in the series, number 63, PSA 6. And looking on the back, you gentlemen can freeze that to take a look at the write-up. Oops, sorry about that, gentlemen. Still learning how to use my equipment here. All right, next card in the series featuring Joe Cronin is number 109, here in a PSA 5. In 1938, Cronin was beginning to get a little slow, and the farm team director for the Boston Red Sox thought he had found Cronin's successor in one Pee Wee Reese. And they asked Cronin to take a look and to scout Reese. And Cronin realized that he was scouting his replacement. And Cronin believed he still had a few more good years in him. And so Cronin deliberately downplayed Pee Wee Reese's talent and suggested that the Red Sox trade him, which they did, to the Dodgers, where, of course, he went on famously to have a Hall of Fame career. So this is the first card featuring him in this kind of fielding pose. Here's the back. You can freeze that and take a look if you'd like. Nice and clean, I think. Nice version. And here we see the same pose again in his third appearance in the 1933 Goudey series. This one's number 189. My preference, here, I'll put it up side by side here. Just move that so you can see both of them. My preference actually is this version. I really like the red strip on the bottom. It appears to be roughly the same print. Now, Cronin was an American League president for 14 years. He was the first former player to be selected into that role. A few fun facts of what happened during his tenure. There were 4 franchise shifts. The Washington Senators moved to Minnesota and became the Twins in 1969. The Kansas City A's moved to Oakland and became obviously the A's there in 1968. The Seattle Pilots had a short stay before becoming the Milwaukee Brewers in 1970. And then the expansion Washington Senators became the Texas Rangers in 1972. Another fun fact is that during his tenure, the National League was dominating. Larger markets, newer stadiums, greater attendance. And it was during Cronin's tenure as American League president that the league adopted the DH with the hope of sparking scoring and greater fan interest. So quite a colorful career for this 301 lifetime hitter. And I'm not sure why he, of all players, appears 3 times. You can see, of course, the manager designation there for this year. But he does appear 3 times, and I thought you'd like to see the examples. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much. Stay tuned for another episode. Take care.